Hey Mickey, what's the craziest negotiation you've ever done?
Buyer loses out on a $3.6 million deal for a collection that he could have tripled his investment on. So the craziest negotiation that I've ever done is it had three different parties. One was a trust who had a $3.6 million collection, and the other two were competing customers. The first customer did their due diligence phase on the collection, made a verbal offer, and we verbally agreed for them to buy the collection. During those verbal negotiations, in between the verbal agreement and also the written agreement coming out, that buyer then turned around and offered the competing buyer a portion of that collection for $1 million. The competing buyer then turned around and said, well, if we're going to buy a portion of this, a small portion of this for $1 million, we might as well buy all of it. And they turned around and beat the first buyer to the written contract in earnest money. So they actually stole the deal from the first buyer and closed on it faster than the first buyer could, getting the entire collection and then being able to control that asset and essentially triple their investment. Now, the hard part of this negotiation was the trust. There were three Harvard educated people in this trust that inherited this collection. And it was very challenging to get them to close. The thing that got them over the edge was a final donation to their charity, which ended up closing the deal for the second buyer.